I actually graduated high school with a 2.1 GPA. Very curious though. I did a lot of independent research after I got out of high school. I was aimless, and that's partially why I decided to come, because I was like, well, I don't really know what the heck I'm doing right now. I bet I could meet a bunch of cool people who might inspire me to do something specific with my life, and that did end up happening. Well, I was lucky enough to have Professor Kendra Rogers as my first professor ever. She's still, to this day, probably the best professor I've had. Really, a few weeks into her class was when I was like, wow, this college thing is really awesome. In her class, we did a class level debate. I had a, grand time debating the heck out of the other half of the class on that one. But it was probably around that time, maybe 6 to 8 weeks into the semester, when I was really like, yeah, this was the right decision. I didn't start debate club until after my first semester here. It was actually that experience that made me like, oh, maybe I actually am pretty good at this debate stuff relative to the average college student. Maybe I am qualified to, start a debate club. My first involvement with clubs and orgs was wanted to start a debate club, and I came down to see Allison in the BETI office. She's the BETI coordinator. And so she's, in charge of all the clubs and orgs. She's the one that you go to start one. Once my debate club was kind of, we had our processes set in stone and stuff, so that wasn't taking up too much bandwidth. Once my class load dropped, when I was almost done with my degree, I felt much more comfortable taking on additional responsibility, so I applied for the BETI office. BETI standing for Belonging, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. We kind of take care of a lot of that. Obviously, the clubs and org stuff. We have a food pantry where any student or faculty or staff member can come and get food whenever they need, clothing closet. I'm leaving Delta College with a network of very highly educated, very interested people who are invested in my success that I did not have before I came here. I'm leaving Delta College with experience in starting an organization, a debate organization, which is very difficult, by the way, that will help me anytime that I want to, have hard conversations with people, anytime that, I'm planning on getting involved in public discourse. So that's going to be very debate heavy. And those skills are indispensable, and I don't see another way that I could have learned them.